What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have a player that you guys would love Liverpool to sign. Christopher Nkunku could rival Erling Haaland in the Premier League next season, because actually for just around 50-55 million Liverpool could get a player who got more goals and assists than Erling Haaland in the Bundesliga last season, and that is Cristiano Nkunku. And Erling Haaland of course is going to the Man City, so Liverpool need to sign a big player, and Christopher Nkunku is linked with a Liverpool transfer, and he just had an absolutely incredible season for Leipzig. So we will have a deep dive on what kind of player he is, the latest transfer news stories. So if you want to keep up to date with the Liverpool transfer news, make sure to subscribe and of course smash the like button in this video. And Christopher Nkunku, in just 51 games for Leipzig in all competitions, has smashed in 35 goals, and he also got 20 assists. So that is 55 goal contributions in 51 games. That's even more than any Liverpool player right now in the Liverpool team, which is absolutely crazy. And in the Champions League, Nkunku had 7 goals in 6 games. In the Europa League, he had 4 goals in 5 games. In the Bundesliga, he had 20 goals and 15 assists in 34 games. So in the Bundesliga, on average, he got a goal or an assist in every single game that he played, and that is absolutely crazy goals to games ratio and assists to games ratio. So he could be the perfect signing for Liverpool. His market value is around 50-55 million pounds, and he is still only 24 years old, so he is at the perfect age where Liverpool usually sign attacking players, and he could be a perfect Sadio Mane replacement. He's not a number 9, he's mainly a winger, playing on the left wing, on the right wing, as a second striker behind somebody like Diogo Jota or Bobby Firmino, and I think he would be just the perfect transfer for Liverpool. And he already has a lot of trophies in his trophy cabinet. He won the German Cup. That's the first major trophy for Leipzig this season, so, and the first trophy of Leipzig in their history. But he also won the French League 3 times with PSG. He won the French Super Cup 3 times, the French Cup twice, and the French League Cup twice with Paris Saint-Germain as well. What we have to be wary about is that this was his breakthrough season, but before this he was actually on the goal scoring front a pretty quiet player. Last season he only had 7 goals in 40 games, and the previous season he got 5 goals in 44 games for Leipzig, but I think mainly because he was playing a little bit deeper. This season he was playing really as a striker or as a second striker, sometimes very close to the box, and his goal scoring numbers suggest that he knows how to finish, he knows where the back of the net is. Liverpool have a strong relationship with Leipzig, and they can put that to work a year on after signing Ibrahima Konate. And the L'Equipe also reported that Nkunku likes Liverpool. He uses Liverpool on FIFA, so he would one day like to play for Liverpool. But who wouldn't want to play for Liverpool, one of the best clubs in the world right now? And Nkunku was asked which team does he play as on FIFA, and he said simply Liverpool. A clue perhaps about the club he would like to join later. So come on Liverpool, make Nkunku's dream come true and make many Liverpool fans a summer by signing Nkunku. And Christopher Nkunku's current wage is only £51,000 per week, so I'm sure that Liverpool can easily double that, and Nkunku will be more than happy to sign a moderate contract. And he's a Jurgen Klopp type of player. He can play as the striker, he can play as a number 10, and which could allow Liverpool to change up tactics more often without losing any quality in the starting 11. And as also at 24 years old, he has bags of potential. He's a France international as well, and he could be a like-for-like replacement of Sadio Mane. And he's also 6 years younger, with a great resale value as well. And Nkunku said, it's flattering to have the biggest club in the world interested in me, but it's also flattering that Leipzig is doing everything they can to keep me. We are in June and I'm focused on playing for the France national team. And of course, Paris Saint-Germain was his hometown club. He will never say that he won't return there one day. But in the meantime, I think he would want to play in one of the biggest leagues, the French league, or the French league is not the biggest, so the Premier League or La Liga would be the next step for Nkunku. And I think Liverpool will have to think very, very smartly on who to replace Sadio Mane with. The big question is right now, would Leipzig entertain the sale of Christian Nkunku? Konrad Laimer is already under the radar of Bayern Munich. They want to sign him from Leipzig, so would they want to lose another of their star players? But Sky Germany claim that Leipzig will offer Nkunku a new contract with a £55 million release clause in it for 2023. They would do basically the same thing that Dortmund did with Haaland, that they put in a really affordable release clause, so Haaland knew that in 2 years he could leave Dortmund. So Nkunku, if he signs a new contract, that basically guarantees Leipzig that he will stay there for another year, and then next summer Nkunku knows that he can leave, and because a lot of big clubs can afford that 55 million release clause. But right now the whole world wants Nkunku. A lot of big clubs want Nkunku, so I think it will be very, very interesting who signs him in the end. And according to Sky Sports Germany, Manchester United are interested in Nkunku, but I don't think he would want to go to a club who are in the Europa League and nowhere near Champions League football at the moment. And I want to talk about Nkunku's playing style. So he has many striker-like instincts. He's constantly lurking in the shadows of opponents, making himself difficult to mark. He is floating around the area many times. He's also intelligent enough to shift lanes and adjust his body direction at a moment's notice to ensure that he's a persistent and often dangerous option to play into feet or space. He may not have the long busting pace to be a counter-attack leading runner in box-to-box situation, but his acceleration over short spaces is at the top level to exploit any space exposed following high turnovers. Movement away from the last line has been less visible in his current role, which has helped, of course, strip away a little bit certain inefficiencies in his game. But when he's required to rotate deeper, wider, or into a vacant position, he does so seamlessly. So Nkunku can play in a number of positions, and he's a brilliant finisher. He grew into a really, really fantastic finisher in front of goal, evident by the 35 goals. And also his awareness of teammates is simply fantastic. You don't get 20 assists a season if you are not aware of your teammates. It's in a central role where Nkunku operates at an even higher level. His speed of footwork is exceptional with both feet, even when receiving with his back to goal. It's exactly this which avoids the issue of being easily dominated physically, and his touches are so immaculate most of the time. And when he's at full pace and he has an eye on a space to drive into through a narrow gap, the adjustments he makes to the ball's path, the timing of his touches and his acceleration are all too much to handle for many defenders. Sometimes when Nkunku is out wide, he's overthinking a little bit. He's focusing more on getting the better of the defender one-on-one, and sometimes he's missing opportunities to slip in one of his teammates. The overthinking involved is also present when Nkunku gets in behind the last line. When his hand is forced, his shooting execution can be brilliant. However, when he has a lot more time to think about the chance or even an opponent on his tail, he is usually too fearful to cross across them and can become a bit frozen from a mental standpoint. So that's a little bit of a weakness of his game, but he will work on that. He's only 24 years old. So by the time Nkunku reaches the goalkeeper, he's not thought about how to shape his body over the ball, which foot is best to shoot with, which technique is the correct one, and where he wants to aim for. So sometimes he misses big one-on-ones, but let's hope that he improves that in the near future. And I think to improve at Liverpool would be the best place for him to be, because every player improved a lot under Jurgen Klopp. And according to the Bild newspaper, actually there are interest from Paris Saint-Germain in Sadio Mane. Basically, Mane decided to quit Liverpool due to the dissatisfaction over his salary, given that he only earns £100,000 per week at Liverpool, and his major salary demands weren't met by Liverpool. Real Madrid were reported to have joined Bayern Munich in the race to sign him, but Bayern are still favorites, and Bild in Germany are now reporting that Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, are also big fans of Sadio Mane, and they are keen on the former Southampton player. So if there is a bidding war for Mane, that is only welcome for Liverpool. It's really sad that Mane decided to quit Liverpool over salary demands, because I think he would earn more than enough to live comfortably, and Mane shouldn't be only about salary, but he probably wants to be rewarded handsomely for his role or his world-class talents. So he's entitled, after 6 years of service at Liverpool, he's entitled to leave. And James Milner was awarded an MBE, which is the Member of the British Empire, for the great work his foundation undertakes, because the James Milner Foundation promotes healthy recreation for young people in the UK, and this is a big charity that focuses on the development, improvement and provision of opportunities in sport, in particular football, rugby and cricket. Wow, that's football and rugby put together. Sorry about that. And I think James Milner is a role model, but Liverpool should only give him a new contract if he reduces his current salary massively, because he's one of the highest earners at Liverpool, and at 36 years old, James Milner probably won't be a major player for Liverpool next season, but I would still keep him around if we can accept him to reduce his salary and stay at Liverpool for one more year. And Salah already shared his disappointment after the Champions League final. He said, "I cannot express in words how much we wanted to bring that trophy back to Liverpool, but in the end we couldn't. I cannot thank the fans enough for your support. It has been a very long season, but a part of me wishes the next one starts again tomorrow," because Salah is raring to go. Of course he will have a holiday and take a break, and also it's actually probably a good thing for Liverpool that Salah didn't make the World Cup with Egypt, because he will have basically 1 month off during the season, so he will have fully refreshed Salah for the second half of the season. I think the Africa Cup of Nations and the heartbreak that Egypt didn't qualify for the World Cup, and the heartbreak that Egypt didn't win the final of the Africa Cup of Nations, it probably took its toll on Salah's season, and also that he basically had to play constant football with a lot of traveling. So now hopefully Salah will be well rested for next season, and he can have an amazing season at Liverpool, and hopefully it will not be his last season at Liverpool, but if it is, then hopefully he can win either the Premier League or the Champions League, or hopefully even both trophies for Liverpool. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.